Hello, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Today we're going to be working on adding and subtracting decimals. And to start off with, we're just going to estimate the sum or difference of each of these problems. When we're estimating, we want to round each of the numbers before we do the addition or the subtraction. Okay, so we're going to estimate 1 and 986 thousandths to 2. I'm going to round that up. And we're going to round 12 and 3/10 to just 12. So we're going to estimate that the sum would be close to 14. All right, we'll try the next one. 18 and 3/10 thousandths is going to round to 18. And 5 and 712 thousandths will round to 6. So we're going to add those together and 24. And then last we have 6 and 1/10. We're going to subtract 5 and that should be 500 thousandths. So I'm going to round 6 and 1/10 to 6, and we're going to round that 500 thousandths to 0. It's pretty close to 0. So our solution should be close to 6. All right, now we're actually going to find the sum or difference of each one, and we're going to compare it to our estimates. So to add or subtract, we want to line up our decimal place values. I'm going to start with the 1 and 986 thousandths. And the 2 and 12 and 3/10 is in the ones place. So I'm going to line those up with the 1 in the ones place. And our decimal points line up. I'm going to fill in empty spaces with zeros for our placeholders. And then we're going to add. So we have 6, 8, 12. I'm going to carry the 1. That's 4 and 1. We're going to bring our decimal point down. And we have 14 and 286 thousandths. Let's go back to our estimate. Our estimate was 14, and our actual sum is 14 and 286 thousandths. Those are close to each other. Okay, our next problem, we have 18 and 3/10 thousandths. And I'm going to line up the 5 in the ones place just under the 8 and 18, which is in the ones place as well. Line up our decimal point. Add a placeholder as a 0, and we're going to add down 13 here, carry the 1, and that's 2. So 23 and 7,123 10 thousandths. Let's go back to our estimate. Our estimate was 24, and that 23 and 7,123 10 thousandths is very close to 24. All right, so let's move on to our last one. We have 6 and 1/10, and we're going to subtract that 500 thousandths. We need 4 zeros and then the 5. I want to add in some placeholders here. And when we subtract, we're going to have to borrow because I can't take 5 away from 0. A lot of 9s here. All right, so now we can do 10 minus 5, which is 5. 9 minus 0 is 9. 9, 9, 0, and 6. So we have 6 and 9,995 hundred thousandths. And if you remember from our estimate was 6, so those two numbers are very close to each other. And when our estimate and our actual sum or difference is close, that means we added or subtracted more likely correctly, or at least our place values were put in the right spot. All right, we have 2 more problems here. We want to find the error in both of these. So let's take a look at the one on the left-hand side first. We have 64 and 32 hundredths that we're adding 1 and 6/10 to. And this person got a solution of 64 and 48 hundredths. So as I look at this, I notice they added the 2 and the 6 together to make 8, and they added the 3 and the 1 to make 4. But I notice they did not line their decimal place values up, or their place values in general. So I'm going to rewrite the problem again. We have 64 and 32 hundredths. The 1 should go right underneath the 4. Both of those are in the ones place. And then the 6 should go right underneath the 3. Both of those are in the tenths place. Now we can add those together. So you have 2, 9, 5, and 6. So our sum is 65 and 92 hundredths. So what was their error? They did not line up the place values. So I'm just going to write down here, place values not lined up. Okay, let's go on to number 2 here, the subtraction problem. Well, this one looks like they did line up their place values. Decimal point is on top of each other, one's place, they're all lined up. But as I'm looking at this, you cannot take 9 away from 0 like they did here. So it looks like they did not borrow. So again, I'm going to rewrite the problem. 8 and 1/10, they put their placeholders in, lined up the place values, but they didn't do their borrowing, so let's do that now. So 10 minus 9 is 1, 9 minus 0 is 9, 0, the decimal point comes straight down, and 8 minus 6 is 2. So it should be 2 and 91 thousandths instead of the 2 and 109 thousandths. All right, if you have any questions, we will talk in the Google Meet, and I'll see you soon. Take care, bye-bye.